Right, good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It is January 2nd, 2013. Woohoo! The first show of the new year here tonight, Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. I hope you all had a lovely Holy Day season, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. But either way, it is such a beautiful time, you know, the quiet of winter and kind of cold and dark and wet, but really, really wonderful time for reflection. So I figured that that's what we would talk about here tonight. So I am your special guest tonight. And before you say, oh, come on, Christie, you're not special, well, there are just as many people that are saying the opposite. So for everyone who says, nope, you're not, well, there is one who thinks I am. So we're just going to go with that tonight. It's been a while, actually over 2 years since I've done a show alone. So bear with me. I'm still holding true to this is just Christie. This is the way it is. There's no script, so I might be a little scattered and all over the place, but I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the visions that I have for this year. Soul Journeys Radio, World Naked Day, Project Love Your Neighbor, and My True Essence, as well as some of the things that we experienced in 2012. So the caller lines are open, and if there is something you would like to share with us tonight regarding 2012 or 2013, your resolutions, your visions, your hopes, your dreams, please feel free to give us a call tonight, 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. And if you would like to join us, our happy family on the text chat tonight, that's over at souljourneysradio.com. And I probably am not going to be chatting as much as I normally am. I am pretty good at multitasking. However, many of you, at least in the chat, know I incurred an injury. So that's why I wasn't supposed to miss any shows. I was supposed to be back last week, but I had just got back from the wonderful road trip I had in Arizona. And I experienced a dog bite. I've posted 3 videos already just showing the progress and the healing and what I've done to do it. But honestly, I ended up in bed for 5 days recovering. Probably wouldn't have been so long had I been in a situation where I could take care of it right there on the spot. But I had 2 days of driving, and I'm sure that didn't help and may have led to the infection that I acquired. And I did actually get talked into going to the doctors just to kind of see what they would say, get a diagnosis, do, x-rays. So then I knew exactly what I was healing from. Obviously, I don't have the testing and diagnostics to diagnose myself. It was pretty obvious that, there was some tendon and ligament damage, being that the punctures were, right on the top of them. So anyways, went in to confirm that, and I have been posting videos and photos of my progress, and I do have to say, first of all, I want to thank you all for your concern, and secondly, please don't hurt me for not getting back to all of my email right away. It's going to take a while to catch up and a while to have both hands moving freely. But I am doing great. I can even peck with my left hand now, and just posted a video about an hour before the show showing the immense improvement. Infection gone. Oh, yeah, so getting back to that. 5 days in bed. 2 of the days were extreme. 3 were really, they were all very painful from my hand, but when the infection set in, the pain kind of spread and really cooked up my spine, and I had some lockjaw tendency or symptoms, and of course going to the doctor, they all wanted to scare me. Oh, you got to get this vaccine, or you're going to have an infection spread all throughout your body, and then you could die, and blah blah blah, and you better take these painkillers and you better take these antibiotics. So I'll just tell you here what I chose to do. Yeah, they prescribed drugs, vaccines, and surgery. And as far as the vaccines, okay, most of us have heard of tetanus and think that, oh, if you step on a rusty nail or a can at the beach or something, you may get tetanus. But this is the problem I found out. Anybody can go to cdc.gov or PubMed.gov and search for tetanus, or just go to Google, search in tetanus, and you can see with your own eyes that, they list a set of symptoms, but there actually is no way to diagnose it. So my question is, why would they want me to get a shot to prevent a disease that they can't diagnose? I don't know. Kind of crazy to me. So I respectfully declined that. And I did consider taking I brought the prescription home with me, of course, sitting right here. There you go. Obviously, you can't read it. I'm not on video, and I did kind of consider when I was really bad for those couple days that, maybe I should just, go take one of their antibiotics and see what happens. But then I decided one thing I pride myself on is being authentic and true to myself and practicing what I preach. And I thought this was another wonderful opportunity for me to practice new healing techniques and also live through experiences that other people have. And, because people do get bit. People do get infections. People do have these things all the time. So I used this as an opportunity to kind of compare what I decided to do with what other people have experienced that have gone through the same things. And, so far, I have to say, healing with essential oils only, I think is healing much, much faster and obviously more clean and naturally than the other routes. In fact, one woman I talked to a few days ago said that she went through the same thing, had a type of infection that spread throughout her body. She had the pain. She had the lockjaw. She chose the drugs route and said that the drugs alone had her sick for over a month, including the pain. And then I was blessed to meet someone else on YouTube who had almost the identical bite, same hand, same location, same damage, same lacerations on the ligaments and tendons. And it's taken her, I believe, like 3 months to heal. She's also said that the antibiotics and everything kept her sick in bed for over a month. So I don't know. I only had those symptoms for 2 days. So I'm sticking with what I know. Yay! Essential oils to the rescue. And in case if any of you are wondering what I did specifically, when it got to the point that the infection, everything was yellow and red, and the yellow was kind of spreading and moving upward, and the red was getting bigger, and the initial trauma swelling went down, but the swelling at the initial puncture wound was getting redder and a little bit bigger. We decided, this might be a little serious, so we've got to do something. So what I've done for healing is use my Hiker's Peak oil, the one that, if you are familiar with Ricky's story and gangrene, which is the first video on the new YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/Soul Journeys Radio. You can go and find the first video there, and that's a video testimonial with Ricky, who was diagnosed of gangrene. The VA wanted to chop off both of his legs, and I treated him with Hiker's Peak oil 8 times, and it was completely clear. So that's what I chose to use on the wound itself, and that has antibiotic and antibacterial and antiviral properties. There's oregano, rosemary, tea tree, lavender, and many other wonderful things. It's a blend of 27 different oils that I make that I've used successfully in basically every wound I've created on myself or others have created in the last several years. So it's healing up really nice. There's a brand new video and brand new photos posted, so go check them out. You can see the progress with your own eyes. I also used an oil blend of rose, jasmine, ylang ylang, orange, ginger specifically for the bruising, which the bruising I believe was gone in 2 days. And when we realized that it was getting serious and the infection in my blood a little bit, we made our own antibiotics with empty capsules that I had from my Modifilan when I was dumping it in Snickers food, who has healed from cancer, by the way. So we filled those up with coconut oil and then put very strong oregano essential oil in there. And by the way, that oregano oil is from Sacred Medicine Sanctuary. And it's, I had to put it in the capsules because it is pretty hardcore. It's not something you can put in your water and drink like water, or like I do with my water, and the peppermint oil, it's just really strong. So I felt that the capsules with coconut oil were the best method of delivery for my homemade antibiotics. And of course I did washed it out with hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, several times, and then just regular water. And that's essentially all I've done. This is day 10 now, and I do have some of my movement, and it's working pretty well for a retard. But anyways, I've definitely enjoyed this experience. So if you are my friend on Facebook, all of the photos are posted there from day 1 till today. And then there's 3 videos on YouTube that will show you from when I still couldn't move it to where I could move it a little bit after that big crazy pop that happened, and then up to today where there's obviously a lot more movement. I can even pick things up, and it's just been wonderful. So I'm thankful for all of my experiences. And speaking of thankful, I would, some of the things I want to talk about tonight, besides, I mentioned Project Love Your Neighbor, my True Essence, which is my healing oils and herbs and such, my holistic health coaching. And I wanted to, express gratitude for all of our experiences, and, I'm definitely thankful for mine. I know a lot of people are like, 2012 is done. Yay, get the hell out of here. I hate it. Let's have something new. But personally, I'm so grateful for so many things. I would like to share with you as many as I can think of right now at the top of my head. In fact, a while back, I wanted to start a blog called This Is What Angels Look Like. So I think I will take the first part of the show and tell you what I intended to do with that. Of course, it didn't. However, all of these people are angels in my life and deserve the utmost respect and gratitude, in my opinion. So let's see, so many people to thank and so little time. That would definitely take up a few shows, but I'll definitely go through some of the biggies. And I have to start with Danny Romero. Danny Romero is the producer of AmericanFreedomRadio.com, and I am just so grateful to him and his family, his kindness, his gentleness, his sweetness, his sincerity, his ability to overcome struggles and obstacles and, look at them as opportunities and continue to grow. He is like one of the best men I know when it comes to just, letting things roll off and not letting things affect you, and just a wonderful example in my life, not to mention his patience. And with me specifically, I'll give you a few examples. I was crying the other night when I was thinking of just how beautiful Danny Romero has always been to me. And I mean to all of us. It's obviously not just me. He's good to everyone. But for me specifically, what he's done for me, first of all, put me on the air when, for the first couple years, I'm like, what? I have a radio show? Are you high? Like, what the hell is going on here? It was obviously something I knew nothing about. I was doing a little podcast on TalkShoe, which was a little more politically charged and, kind of the us and them mentality and, fight for freedom, which I obviously, 6 years ago, I didn't think that Wow, that's kind of an oxymoron there. So, anyways, he gave me a chance and put me on the air and believed in me, and despite all of my idiosyncrasies and even absences, he has always been there. He left my show open, even when I was gone for 3 months. I mean, wow, I just get chills. I have chills right now just thinking about how blessed I am and what a beautiful person he is to believe in me and keep my spot here despite the, fighting with myself. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of people attacking me and letting them get to me. Taking, what I would refer to as mental breaks, because, guess what? Even I get stressed, too. And when I do, I go hide. I go hide in my bedroom, shut everyone and everything off, including the show. And Danny still stuck it out for me. And Danny, this is what angels look like. You freaking rock. And I love you and your family so very much. Adam, of course, for producing every single show we've had on here, almost. Adam. And Daniel, of course, his brother, which produce the other shows on the network and some of ours. I am just so immensely grateful to all of you. And, of course, for opening up your home to me several times. And Dawn, Danny's wife, just being such a beautiful person and, allowing Danny the freedom to do this and, put up with crazy people like me. So this is what angels look like. Danny Romero is one of them. And guess what? He's not wearing a cloak. He's not wearing a fancy white silky dress. He is a regular guy, plays a guitar, has a family, has a home, cooks his famous hatch chili recipes, and that's what angels look like. And, I'm probably going to surprise you with some other people I believe to be angels in my life. I know, many of you in the chat at least have heard of Louis B. And, I guess you could probably call it a love-hate relationship. But it's one of those things that Louis, I really wish that everyone else would be able to see the beauty and the love in his heart as I can at times. I mean, there definitely are times where I have to separate myself and, come on, enough is enough. But he has certainly also been an angel in my life. He's been very loving and helpful and supportive to me in my darkest times. We've known each other over 4 years, and he's been there for me in those dark moments. And yes, so Louis B., this is what angels look like. Sweet little Brooklyn, Puerto Rican fire starter. With, a pretty good sense of humor most of the time. So, once again, he's not wearing a dress. And I'm looking at the clock here and wondering if something happened where our breaks aren't coming through. And if not, well, that's perfectly fine with me. Who's next up on the list? Let's see. Since I'm looking in the chat right now, Casey, this is what angels look like. They look like a guy named Casey who lives in Mesa, Arizona, taking care of his family, his father, his brother, his roommate, who has beautiful lovebirds singing and playing happily in his backyard. He has also been here for me through those dark times we mentioned. And if you want to know more, I have talked about these dark times before. Obviously, we're on limited time frame tonight with all I want to talk about, but I'll give you a clue. If there was a time I wasn't on the air and taking a little break saying, I don't think I'll be back, well, that was a dark time. So there you go. Casey has been there for me through thick and thin and always very supporting and loving despite his own circumstances, and I'm so thankful to all of you right now. You are all certainly angels in my life. Let's see, who's another one? Tobias Lars. This is what angels look like. They look like crazy little spiritual guru guys in Phoenix and Sedona, Arizona that will really make you think and may even kind of, scare you initially. But I do hear the music, so something's happening here. I guess we'll take a break and, come back speaking about Tobias, and this is what angels look like. We will be right back.
Welcome
Soul
back,
Journeys Radio. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com, SoulJourneysRadio.com. If you would like to join us for the text chat and questions or comments, you want to share anything, yes, I will be taking callers definitely tonight. But, I kind of got into this is what angels look like. So I would like to finish that up before I do answer your calls. But yes, definitely, caller line is open. So please feel free. And, okay, I left off. This is what angels look like. We got Danny, Louie, Casey, Tobias. Yes, that crazy guy in Phoenix and Sedona, Arizona. I had no idea when I brought him on the show that it would be the most transformative time of my life. Of course, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I think that is exactly what's happened in my life. I am so grateful for the past 3.5 years, how he's touched my life and thus everyone I have touched as a result of that. And many of you I never even hear from. I mean, we do get, quite a bit of, thank you emails of gratitude. And it's nice to know that I'm not the only one being touched by the information. And really, who would have thought? 3.5 years, every single week, and we still learn something every time. I have a lot of gratitude for Tobias and, of course, his wife, Joy, who allows him to take the time to do this with us every Thursday night. And in regards to that, we actually have a vision. We would like to take this a step further, the Christie and Toby show. I'm not really sure how we're going to do it yet, but we will make it work somehow, and those would be live video cam shows, also with a chat and call-ins and such. So look forward to that. But, okay, moving on. Am I going to remember all the angels in my life? Probably not. But here's another one, Russ Dove. It's, kind of like Louie, another love-hate relationship. And, it's another one of those things where probably outside observers are judging it much differently than if you were in these situations. And Russ has always given everything he can to support the show, myself. I mean, when I was in a wheelchair, him and one other gentleman drove out to San Diego to literally pack up our car and truck and get us out here to a safe place, supported that venture, all of my crazy little ventures, so he's definitely been an angel in my life. Another lesser-known angel is Dean Fagan, who is, a lot like Danny, just one of the sweetest, most mellow, just a sweet gentleman in the true sense of the word. He is not only a gentleman, but a gentle man, always so loving, so supportive. He's really taught me a lot about non-judgment and other things in my life, and so I definitely want to say thank you to you, too. Let's see. Here's some more angels. This is what angels look like. Shakti, who is on our show the second Tuesday of every month, a very powerful, extremely powerful, amazing woman. You could call her a witch maybe, or a shaman, or anything you want, but her gifts are real. And she has also been there to help me recognize certain things in my life. And, not only, see, that's the thing. I know when people go to spiritual teachers or classes, they kind of expect the teacher, oh, you do the work. You push this magic button and you remove my pain and you remove this for me. And that's not what you're going to get when you go to Tobias or Shakti. What you're going to get is empowerment. You are going to learn how to deal with it and fix it for yourself, okay? Not stay dependent on other people to do it for you. So, yep, this is what angels look like, Shakti. And you know what? There's another angel. Well, there's a lot more angels, and I know I'm going to leave a few out, so I apologize in advance. But Virginia, my friend from Georgia, who I met in 2011. We became friends when we met in Chicago at the George Kavassilis event, and, spent some time together earlier this year, 2012, and then again here with my doggy issues over Thanksgiving. And she's always been such a loving, inspiring, warrior. She kicks ass. She's has helped me in my life, not only, being a sounding board, but, just saying, well, Christie, this is the way I see it, and here's the suggestion. And you know what? We need those things in our lives. We need those true friends that are going to tell us the truth, not, oh, well, do the sugarcoat thing and not really tell you what's real or something you might be missing. She is just an extremely wonderful caretaker. She takes care of her husband, 5 dogs, 3 cats, and, any other stray that comes into the house. Takes care of my dogs, or my dog on our visits, and was instrumental, I believe, in the turning point in Snickers healing from her cancer. So, Virginia, yep, this is what angels look like. Okay, I know we've got some more angels in my life here. Dr. Larry Babcock. And, I love that man. And I'll just say here, I've never really said it out loud, in public on the show. I mean, I know that what he does is real. I know it because I've tested it. However, that does not mean that I agree with every single thing he puts out there. But I do know he is genuine, he is sincere, he is very concerned with helping humanity, helping people. I mean, he's been doing this for, I don't know how many years. By the way, I did just put up an interview of him in person in Tucson on YouTube. That's Soul Journeys Radio. You can find the YouTube channel there and check it out. And he kind of talked about how he went from, his left brain professor, scientist, mindset to talking to angels and doing what he does now. But he's been in my life about 6 or 7 years, and I love him to death. He has always tried to help in any way he can, and I love Lair. I love all of you, in fact. And, I really think it's important to share that gratitude and express gratitude because, so many times it's so easy to just kind of give up and, oh, life sucks, and this is really hard, and innocent people are dying, and, all of these things that we want to think about and crusade for, and I totally understand all that, but one thing we're missing is gratitude. We do have to give thanks in all things, and the more you give, the more you get, and, little things we don't think of, like, hello, our vision, our ability to hear, our ability to touch, the fact that we woke up in the morning, the fact that we have a computer, we have electricity, or we have a roof, we have a bed to sleep in, or that delicious cup of coffee or tea or whatever you get in the morning, or those beautiful flowers, the beautiful trees, the soil for our vegetables to grow, the beautiful clouds, the sunshine. Where would you be without sunshine? So, the list goes on, but my point is, no matter how dark things seem, there is always something to be grateful for. And, this is what angels look like. Here's another one, Leah LaChapelle, who I met actually through American Freedom Radio when she was on the network. I guess, I don't know, somewhere around the time right after I started, and we met through that. There was something in her voice that was just, I don't know, I knew we were sisters, or there was some kind of connection there, and, so it turned into having her on the show, to me being on her show, and vice versa, visiting, and, I think a lovely little friendship. I care about her and love her very, very much, and, yes, this is what angels look like. And she does wear dresses sometimes, so I don't want to shatter all your paradigms. Now, there's another gentleman in Philadelphia. This is what angels look like, and he does not wear dresses. In fact, I would think that outside observers would probably be like, what? Let me tell you about this man. And he comes from a very, rigid matrix, background, extremely brilliant, physicist, and I don't really know all the stuff he's done because I honestly just don't even understand that terminology, but Department of Defense and nuclear bombs and things like that, which of course he got out of that 20-something years ago when he realized that, we're bombing the wrong people, something's going on, oh wait, it's us! Shit. So he separated himself from that, and he's just a wonderful, badass, kick-ass, loving father, husband. He's really good at exposing things and putting pieces together, a wonderful historian. And his name, well, actually, I'll tell you the name. We've had him on the show in the past when I was more into the political stuff, but his name on the show was Sam Doe. Obviously, that's not his real name. His first name is Art, so I'll share that with you now. And that's all I'm going to share out of respect for his privacy. But Sam Doe, this is what angels look like. It is that time. We will be right back. Stay tuned. Soul Journeys Radio. Thanks again for joining us here tonight. SoulJourneysRadio.com. And kind of left off, this is what angels look like. And honestly, I have so many people to thank in my path, but, it's probably going to be a 10-hour show, but I do, let me look in the chat, getting back to more angels, Benny, Noelle Man, Pack, Said, Kine, Deanie, Carol Brady, Maston, Adam, and all the rest of you. Obviously, you have all been angels in my life because we certainly wouldn't be here without you, number one. You've always been there to support and encourage me and, propel me to a higher level, even when I thought that I couldn't do it. So I really want to give a sincere thank you to all of you, all of the listeners, especially the chatters. That kind of seems like, the core group of, it really has turned into just a beautiful, happy little family. And I am so grateful and thankful for you all. Also, Nurse Olivia, I've talked about her in the past. She kind of got me back on my natural healing path, that when I was in a wheelchair and had no hope, doctors telling me I'll never walk again, I'll be dead in 6 months, blah, blah, blah. She told me I could heal and helped me instill not only those beliefs, but the knowledge necessary to actually move forward and implement it. So there's so many others of you that have changed my life, just have been wonderful, beautiful little angels, and I thank you all. And I'm seeing in the chat, I forgot to thank my devils, and you're right. You are totally right. I would like to thank those people as well, because they have given me the strength, the wisdom, the courage to forge past. I mean, I tend to think, what if I had no setbacks in my life? Where would I be? If everything was just so easy and I had no obstacles to, kind of tumble over or get stuck in, or if I had no opportunities for growth, what would I be doing? I'd probably be sitting and, on the couch, eating bonbons, watching Married with Children or something, because, everything's just so easy. And so I appreciate those who have brought darker times into my life and also reflected parts of me that needed to be healed, and the little warrior that you have birthed by being the challenger, so to speak. So I thank you all. And, so much I want to say about that. But, I know people want to get mad and stay in the victim mentality, and you did this to me, and so, okay, move on. How long do we want to hold on to that? Are we ready to unpack those bags and heal it and move forward, or are we going to stay stuck in that? And thankfully, because of these people and many others on my path, they have given me the courage and inspiration to continue to move forward. So thank you all, really, from the bottom of my heart. I'm blown away. I'm thinking back 5 years ago when I first started, on the network and thinking, what am I doing? Where am I going? And, I want to quit this. I can't take it anymore. And really, I've learned that I need it. It feeds my soul. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of shows you go to and like the host is the authority, right? Or, they'll talk about things, well, I read this in a book, so this is what you should be doing. And, I'm kind of over that. I in my show, for example, I basically come to it knowing nothing. And, even the little bit I do know, I kind of pretend I don't, because I want this to be a learning experience for all of us. And just literally by having open, honest, real guests on the show, they have transformed my life so much, and perhaps even unknowingly, through this. So each one of you have been a great, big, giant part of my growth and healing and transformation. And you know what? I'm done gushing. I love you all, and sorry to those of you that I left out, but and it's just hard. Sometimes I think, man, I just don't thank people enough or show enough gratitude. And maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. So I'm giving it now. But moving on. We do have a couple callers on the line. So let's get into our callers tonight. And as luck would have it, the first one is one of the angels. How you doing tonight?
Well, hello. It's Virginia. It's one of your angels,
beautiful.
And you're my angel, too. You've taught me so much, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're always there for me. You're always there for the listeners, and you just rock.
Oh, big huggies.
Oh, and I'll get all sweet and smooth on the air. Oh my God.
I'm gonna cry.
But I actually do have a question. I missed the first 3 minutes of the show, and I know Robert Morningsky was supposed to be on. So, and I know you went up there to see him, and I want to know what happened. What was it like? Do tell. We are all so curious to hear and find out. I mean, at least I am.
Okay. Well, yes, I did go out there. He performed a little honoring ceremony on the 21st of, the end of the world, which didn't happen, of course. And, we kind of hung out a little bit, had lunch, and had a little chat together later that evening. I fully intended on setting aside time and being able to do a personal interview on video, and that just, I guess he didn't allot time for that, so I was unable to follow through with that intent, and I apologize for that, but I have tons of pictures, and I do have some video of his little dancing honoring ceremony, and, the beautiful I don't know what you call it, that he wore. I'm really not sure the proper name. Garb, maybe. We used to call it that in the Renaissance fairs.
I had to dress up. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I'll post a little bit of that. I just feel like I wish I would have been able to talk with him about it on video and then show the dancing, and I don't have that. I have just the dancing, so unfortunately that'll be the only video I will be able to post.
Well, we'll watch out for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are at least a lot of questions, girl.
Okay.
What did you learn?
Oh, well, I have to be honest with you. I I don't know what language he was speaking in the ceremony, so I really don't know what he was saying. But I, like I said, I do have some on video, and I'm just being honest here. I kind of felt like an idiot, so I just kind of went with the feeling. It was Christie Williams from Portland who joined us, Morning Sky, and 3 of what he called his family members.
Oh, what were they like? Was it his son? Who were they?
I asked if they were related by blood, and they weren't. But, you know, they do look at each other as family. That's really all the information I have. They weren't as talkative as I am.
Yeah, okay.
It seemed beautiful nonetheless. They all had, amazing experiences that brought them to Phoenix. And, honestly, what they're all doing together, I can't speak on that. I just don't know.
So they're not his family, but he calls them his family? It's not. That's
you're my family.
That gives me more questions than answers, Christie. You know how I am. I am blunt. That sounds more like I don't know, cultish a little bit.
Well,
were the elders there? Did you meet any of the elders?
No, I just have to be honest. At this point in time, I'm not sure who the elders are, if they exist at all, or if they are there in spirit, as in, ancestors that have moved on. But there was no physical person there that he referred to as the elders.
Oh, because he refers to the elders a lot and the old ways, and we got to go back to the old ways. But what are the old ways? Did he explain anything at all?
Well, oh man,
sorry, I got a lot of questions. You know me. Sorry.
Okay. It's a good question. And in reference to the old ways, honestly, that was something that I wanted to talk about on video and things that we have intended to talk about on the show.
Right.
As far as, no, we didn't get to do a video. In fact, we didn't even get to talk about it. The little bit of information he shared kind of goes along the lines with what we've already been discussing on the show, some hidden little secrets of history, or at least of his tradition. And I guess I can share a little bit of that when we come back. I'm sorry, I hear the music, so we have to take a short break. Hang on. We will be right back. SoulJourneysRadio.com. All right. Welcome back. Top of the second hour here tonight. Oh, my gosh. Time really flies when it's just me here tonight, too. So, this is fun. Maybe I will do this again. But, wow, we left off on the line with Virginia, and we do have another caller on the line. The number to call, if you have anything to share tonight, New Year's resolutions, or what you think about the end of the world, or any of that, please feel free. Area code 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. And if you would like to join us for the text chat, that's over at SoulJourneysRadio.com. And
with Virginia, and we have another caller on the line.
We have Virginia, feedback, and Raina on line 1. Are you there, girl?
All right, I've moved back to the bedroom. Hello.
All right.
We left off. We left off in the middle of a question. I think what did you learn from the elders? What was the old ways he keeps talking about? And it's so vague, and I was hoping that you could shed some light, but it doesn't sound like you really got a lot of light to shed on that.
I do have to apologize for that, and you're right. I was hoping that I would come back with more information. Unfortunately, the only information that I was given was basically in regards to information that he's sharing on the show in regards to, I'm assuming that when he says bring back the old ways, refers to his culture, what he was trying to express in ceremony. and, some of the things we talked about that were basically along the same lines. I will say this, me personally, to me, the old ways is more on the lines of what I'm trying to do with Project Love Your Neighbor.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to, make a misstatement here and, because he didn't say, well, this is the old ways, boom, boom, boom. So I can't.
He's been very vague, and he's been a little bit derogatory towards us playing humans that don't have the knowledge and don't talk to the Sensia elders, and we're not the connections. And then he keeps saying, oh, the masses are not ready for this. Who is he to decide that who's ready for what knowledge and why not? Even if it's just 5 of us that are ready for the knowledge, isn't it just your duty to share the knowledge no matter who is willing to listen? That is what, I'm sorry, that's what kind of ticked me off about him. And the scripted talks that he did on the show, he would just talk like it was a script, and he would go on and on and on and on and on, and we couldn't ask any questions, even though there were burning questions to be asked. Because you know me, I hear stuff, I want to have questions, I want it answered, and then next month I may have forgotten already.
Yeah.
But I was hoping to get some light shed on that, and I just, why did he not come on the show tonight? Did he?
Well, man, Virginia.
Put you on the spot.
And this is why I love you. You're straight to the point. You're very direct. No holds barred. So I chose to do this show, our first show back of the year, alone. Because I wanted to, show gratitude. I wanted to talk about my experiences in 2012 and what I envisioned for 2013. As far as any insightful information on the old ways, all I can do is sum it up the best way I can based on the information he shared. And that, once again, it has to do with things that he was sharing on the show, which I'm not sure if I would classify them as old ways. And there's many paths that lead to the destination. And I guess you're going to force me. Gosh, dang it. I wish I was more polished and could lie and sugarcoat everything.
No. I don't like the polished shit. Just give it to me straight up. I don't like shit to be polished. Just
okay.
Give it to me
I will just say this. I believe we're on different paths. And the best I could get out of it is it all boils down to sex and orgasms.
Oh, no way.
Yes, there's a place for sex magic.
The clitoris and everything. Yeah. Oh, really? Interesting.
So, I did learn what he described as his old ways and things in his culture. Of course, I'm not sure if he was speaking of the Hopi side or the Apache side. But, I'll post the videos and let people decide, people that obviously have more experience and knowledge on the subject than myself. Obviously, I'm not one of the chosen ones, and I do apologize. I really do wish I would have brought back some of that information to share with all of you. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I believe we're on different paths, and I would like 2013 to be the year of innocence and purity and authenticity. So there are going to be some changes to the show.
Oh, good. Yeah, I hear enough in between what you're not saying. I know you well enough, and I will leave it at that. I won't put you on the spot anymore.
Gee, thanks. Man, Tobias has been telling me I need to learn to use that hang-up button, and this would have been a good opportunity for me.
Oh, I would get you in the chat. No, you can't get rid of me that easily. But yeah, that was basically the burning questions that I had, because I at first thought he was interesting and then a little stern, and then the longer I listened and the more I heard from him, not just on your show, obviously, then I started to have more questions than answers, and that ticks me off. When I have more questions than answers, you know, I'm not the brightest out there, obviously not, but I do listen, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand that, and I understand where you're coming from, and you're absolutely right. He is definitely interesting, extremely brilliant, and wise. Oh, yeah. I mean, has a wonderful mind. So, yes, that's definitely true.
Yeah. All right, girl. Well, I'm sure you have many more callers on the line that want to talk to you.
All right. Anyone but Virginia is welcome to call in.
Oh, I love you too, Christie.
Oh, man, I hate you. No, I love you. It's a good thing you called in after my This Is What Angels Look Like segment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on the list now, would I? I'd be on the devil part of it.
And I'm not shitting my pants. Thank God the bathroom's closed.
Anyway, I still love you. Great show. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, honey. I love you, too. And thank you for everything.
Bye. Yeah, bye-bye.
All right. Good night. Ouch. Okay, moving on. We do have another caller on the line. Oh, what just happened? Oh, it looks like one just dropped, and here's a brand new one from my old stomping grounds, area code 619. Welcome to the show. Hello. Happy New Year. Is there somebody there? Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, you are live on Soul Journeys Radio. How you doing tonight?
Oh, no, pretty good. I just wanted to say that, like, I just recently ran into the book, Where Did the Towers Go by Judy Wood, and I got it for Christmas, and, and I've been getting into, like, this whole free energy thing, and I just wanted to mention the whole Thrive movement, because I saw that DVD tonight, and it moved me, so I just wanted to call in and mention that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. And where are you calling from? I used to have a 619 area code.
San Diego?
Well, yes. I'm a San Diego native. So where in San Diego are you located?
El Cajon.
Oh, okay. All right. I was OB mostly and then back down to Chula Vista. But, okay. All right. So nice to hear a voice from an old neighbor.
This is the first time I've ever called into a radio show, so, you know, I'm a little nervous.
Well, I am too, and I've been doing it for years, so good job.
Yeah, I want to mainly call into the Pete Santilli show eventually and get this, you know, say basically the same thing I said tonight to you. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad I hope we were good practice for you.
Can I ask one other question?
Well, you sure can.
What do you think about Michael Collins Piper?
I can't say that I'm familiar with his work.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. What radio show is this right now? Because I didn't even know. I just called the American. I just called the American radio number. No, I swear. I mean well. I swear to you.
I know you do, and I am familiar with Dr. Judy Wood's work, and I appreciate her very much. But, yeah, I'm definitely not familiar with the other one. I am Christie Aphrodite, and this is Soul Journeys Radio. We are live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Central.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you for calling.
You have a wonderful night.
You too. Happy New Year. Good night.
Good night.
All right, that was sweet. He sounded sweet. Okay, and once again, if you have something you would like to add, area code 218-339-8525. Looks like we have Benny from Kentucky on the line. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. Hey, Starshine, the Earth says hello. It's Benny. Hey, Christy.
Hey, Benny. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I always say your last name wrong.
Aphrodite?
Yeah, I say Aphrodite.
Well, that's perfect. Aphrodite, I think that's what we learned it was here in America.
Okay.
It's our accent.
I got you. So I was saying it right.
Yes, it is right. It's all right.
I got you. Anyway, I'm going to take the McDonald's statue and set it in the middle of the 4-lane, and that's my way of protesting against the GMOs. Put a gas mask on Ronald. Yeah. Did I send you the phone call? Have you heard it?
I'm not sure. You sent me a video recently. Is it something different?
I don't know. I may have to just send it to you. I call McDonald's and Long John Silver's, and I try to get them to help me steal the Ronald McDonald statue.
Oh, okay. I do remember a show you did talking to them and some other corporations, but yeah, I guess I missed the phone call asking for the statue to place on the freeway in the fourth lane with a gas mask. I tried to get them to help me, and I told them to tell me where the camera systems are. I even told them I was going to roll up in my blue truck with my black hoodie and my anonymous mask. You know, all right. They said, some guys said, oh, we would be waiting on you. But anyway, on a serious note, this year, 2012 has been like spiritually crazy for me because I'm normally a mellow guy. You know, I don't never let anything get to me. But this year, I went through a bitter spell. I thought I'd never get through that. So is it like the energy? You know, because now we're in the age of Aquarius, finally. We've had 2,000 years of Pisces. Now we're in Aquarius. Is there really some sort of energy that sort of, you know, because I was seeing on the Internet, other people were sort of, you know, going a little, you know, they were dealing with issues they thought that they had dealt with, you know, and then things would reemerge, you know. So what are your thoughts on this? You know, because now I feel okay, but is it just me or the 2012 energy? What's your thoughts on that? Well, I think and this is all just my opinion, but the 2012 energy was very fear-based. Obviously, I mean, we were supposed to experience, about 15 end-of-the-world scenarios, according to, the experts and all the big shows and all of these things, which, of course, didn't happen. I chose to see the energy surrounding 2012 as a year of not only upheaval, but cleansing. It was a very cleansing and purifying time for me where I was finally able to settle into all aspects of myself. I've talked about here on the show some of the fears that I had been getting over in the last couple years, starting with water, starting with writings, doing videos, playing music, painting, all of these things. So it was just a wonderful, it was a beautiful birth process for me, which I believe is still continuing. The energy now, at least for me, is more calm. And it's like, whew, we got over that, which, of course, I've been saying ever since the 2012 hype. I'm like, look, we're going to be here. I promise. There is no end of the world. It's not going to happen. And you'd be surprised how many people would beat me up or call me a shill or call me a fed or say I'm working for the military and covering it up. And, so I did a little video just kind of laughing about it. And it's like, okay, well, let's talk on December 22nd, and then you can call me a liar. So I'm kind of just wondering, is it just cleansing and purifying for me? Or is that a universal feeling? I would really like to know that. And I'd like to see what happens this year. Are people going to continue running back to the same people that are selling them products based on what they have shoveled down their throats in this fear-based paradigm? Are they going to keep running back to the people that continue to lie to them? Oh, this comet's going to hit you. This asteroid's going to hit you. This planet's going to, hit you. This extra sun is going to, all of these lies, I'm going to say it. They're flat out lies, I think, created by the machine. But I'd like to see a world where everybody woke up. I highly doubt that's going to happen as we all kind of wake up, our own process, our own path, but we will just kind of see if, those shows and, these figure talking heads, or if they're still number one and people going back to get lied to for more, then I guess we'll have our answer. Did we wake up? Maybe some of us. Maybe not some of us. And, the thing is, it's all good. It's okay. I totally come from the Crusader mindset where, when you find out this information, you want to share it with everyone and also end up, pretty much forcing it down their throats too. Or you see someone in pain and you want to help them and make them feel better. And that doesn't really work either, but it's that time. We have to take a short break. Hang on the line, and we will be right back to continue this. Stay tuned. SoulJourneysRadio.com. All right, and welcome back again. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. And if you want to chime in tonight, area code 218-339-8525. Let us know what is on your mind. And if you'd like to join our happy family for the text chat, that's over at SoulJourneysRadio.com. We left off with Benny, got cut by the break, saved by the bell. And, I was you were in reference or answering your question of my opinion on the 2012 energies. I really, that's all I have to say. We will see what happened. I think I started to talk about my experience of the Crusader mentality. You see people suffering and you want to go fix it for them or, shove it down their throats. Look, there's a better way and, shout it on rooftops and things. But essentially, if we want to change the world, we have to change ourselves. And I came across a beautiful quote that reads, "The final goal of human effort is man's self-transformation." And that was Lewis Mumford who said that first, allegedly. I'm sure many others have said something very similar or maybe even the exact same thing, but that's who it's attributed to. And, I've certainly learned a lot, and I think especially 2012 was kind of an accelerated class, so to speak, for me. Back in the day, you had the AP classes, and that's what it was for me. So it was a time for me to learn. People will wake up or see things on their own path, and maybe they're just not supposed to, and just maybe it is for our own self-transformation. So the beautiful thing about it is when you change yourself and your perceptions and our unbeliefs, we see the world around us and the people around us, everything changes like magic. So I wish everyone. Yeah, and I think we're kind of getting away from that. Yeah, I'm tired of that too, Benny.
Yeah, because like I mentioned before, there's a few guys you try to explain and they just can't see it, but we can't really force it. We're on our own journeys, and we have to learn, I guess, as the universe unveils it to us.
Exactly. And we have to allow others to be on their path just as we were on our path. Love them just as we needed to be loved in our whatever we believed or wherever we were at the time. Gentleness, patience, kindness. It's really a wonderful thing to learn, non-judgment. So because I see so many people, especially, those that say, "Hi, I'm awake. Hey, I'm spiritual and I'm so great." And
exactly.
what? They're judging everyone else who's not exactly like them. So how is that any different from what they claimed to break out of? It's not. Force is force. It's force. Whether you're forced into a FEMA camp or forced to eat cucumbers instead of cheeseburgers, force is force.
Well, 2012 for me is definitely, it's been like growing pains. It's been very one of those almost like sink or swim kind of things. And I finally come out, I dealt with bitterness. Normally I never struggle with bitterness, but this year I have. I finally dealt with it and got it out of the way, and I feel, revived, I feel back to normal. So, yeah, that's why I blame it on the 2012 energy, going through my growing pains. And I actually, when I was asleep, as you know, I sleep with AFR on, and I don't know if I was just dreaming it, but it seemed like somebody's show. It might have been your show, because you wake me up all the time. And,
I'm sorry.
And they were talking about the energy changes and people's moods. I think it was one of the tables, you guys, one of the all of you ladies sat around.
Oh, on the room table. Uh-huh.
And they were
with
talking about like, the women going through these different types of mood swings and through 2012. Was I dreaming that, or did that really happen?
It really happened. Yes,
okay, I really heard all those women saying all those things. Okay, so yeah.
We are programming you while you sleep.
There you go. And that's what got me thinking. That is probably why I am going through these mood swings. I felt like I was going through midlife crisis or something. I'm 34, so it's probably about time I start having those odd moments, I guess. Those,
Well, I think the key is to allow them and accept it and feel what feelings are coming up. Now, you don't need to hold on to them, but feel it. Don't resist it. And as far as the cycles and mood things, I mean, men have cycles too. Just like women, just because you don't, bleed out of your crotch doesn't mean that there isn't something physical, spiritual, and emotional going on. And, a lot of women with their cycles, they want to document it and they document their moods. But I'd like to challenge men out there to also try that for a couple months. Just, maybe even use a number system. How do I feel today? Blah. Okay, that's a 1. How do I feel today? Great. All right. There's a 10. Or, variations of anything in between. But I think it's all natural. I mean, we all know that we can accept anyways that the moon at least, influences the tides, the oceans, the water, and being that our body is the exact same percentage of water as the earth is, I think it's kind of silly to not believe that it doesn't affect us at all, even on some small scale. I know for me it does, but
yeah. And it's probably with the energy, right? Like we were talking about, right?
Yeah, but also I've learned, one of my friends was, watching all the news of, people allegedly getting shot. And, he is a very, bright person, very happy person, but his vibration had dropped so low. He was suffering headaches and just feeling horrible and dark and fearful. And look, we all can program ourselves. If something is not serving you, I mean, the whole deprogramming thing, I like the idea, but it's not real. You are always going to be programmed with something. So is it going to be of the fear, fantasy paradigm, or is it going to be love? So we can do it, if we're not feeling good right now, notice what we're doing, and then we can change it. And, accept it. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge others. Don't tell yourself you're not supposed to feel that way. Just go with it and accept it and appreciate it for being there, because chances are it's a sign or symptom of something else going on that we're just maybe not recognizing at the time.
I got you. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I was enjoying what you were saying because it makes perfect sense, because I get these little pieces and sometimes they don't make sense, and that you just help, emphasize on those things. But, yeah, I'll let you go. Let some other callers call in. And it's always good because I've talked to you before about my, emotional issues, But anyway, thank you, Christie.
Well, thank you, Benny. And by the way, Benny is the brilliant video master genius who created the little Soul Journeys radio promo and another one for Project Love Your Neighbor, which I hope we'll be talking about that here shortly. So thank you again, Benny. I really appreciate
Project
that.
Love Your Neighbor on my show the other night, too.
Nice. You are very talented.
That's a good idea and stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you, and have a wonderful.
You rock.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks for calling in, Betty. Good night. All right. Woohoo! This is kind of fun. I like it. And it looks like we have another caller on the line. How did I get so blessed? This happens to be another one of those, this is what angels looks like. Welcome to the show, Casey. How you doing tonight?
Good evening, dear mighty Aphrodite, or is it Aphrodite? Who knows?
Anything you want.
I just wanted to say, thank you personally for me, for helping me look at stuff that I hadn't looked at in a long time. I've been listening, a little over, it'll be 3.5 years, I believe now. And I just can't thank you enough for making me, pissing me off, making me happy, coming on over for Christmas. You definitely embody, you peer through my soul many times, and you pick at some stuff that I got to look at as much as I want to resist it. And very, very few people in my life have actually took the time to do that. And, I can't thank you enough because you're awesome. And before I start losing it right now.
Oh, Casey, thank you. That's sweet.
I just can't thank you enough. Make sure you take care of my doggy for me. Give Snick all the kisses that she can handle.
Yeah.
Big props to you, bro. Louie, I love you, man.
Were you surprised when I listed him as one of the angels? Be honest here.
No, not at all. No,
okay.
Not at all. Not at all. No, because you and I know better.
Yes, we do.
We know better, and Yonkers does exist, but
Uh-oh. Call on line 2?
Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming by this last couple weeks. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it, and I want to thank Tobias, Dr. Lair, all the people in the chat, which are too many to mention. As far as the new projects that you're working on, I'm still going to look at what fits for me, and go from there. But I'm sure I'll come up with something, or you'll nudge me somewhere. So it'll be okay. And
nudge or kick.
Yeah.
Gently, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you don't hold a gun yet. But anyway. Anyway, I just want to say thank you again. I love you very, very much.
Aww. Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate that. I love you, too. Thank you.
Let somebody else get on and keep talking about the stuff and love and light. And mwah. Take care of yourself.
All right. Thanks so much, Casey. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, hon.
Wow. I am so blessed. Wow, this has been really fun. And I got to be honest with you, I was a little nervous. I hadn't done a show alone for over 2 years. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, should I write down what I'm going to talk about or say? And then I'm like, nah, because then that'll just make me like everyone else. I'm sorry, I'm not into scripts. And maybe that's your style and maybe it's not. And if it isn't, that is totally okay. But, yeah, there were several things I wanted to talk about. In fact, one that's come up a few times here tonight, Project Love Your Neighbor. And I have posted a couple videos on that. I'm working on a website right now. And we also have a Facebook group. You can go to, just go to Facebook and search for Project Love Your Neighbor. And some good news, there's actually our first official chapter, a local chapter in Alaska that has already branched. And wow, we're just barely paving the surface. So I'm excited about that. And, Virginia, I guess we were talking when, she brought up the old ways. To me, this is my idea of the old ways, and that is, essentially you can probably figure it out by the name, Project Love Your Neighbor, where you actually work together. You know each other. You share your resources or barter them or give them, or even, I know we're in a society that relies on money right now to pay rent and electricity bills and things like that. So, obviously that's okay too. Pay for your services with your neighbor. But, all this talk about economy crashing, blah, blah, blah. My opinion, it crashed a long time ago, but I'm not really going to get in that kind of debate. It's really just, numbers on a computer screen, in my opinion. But, we can help the economy locally by doing just that. We can hire our neighbors for whatever it is that you need. Do you need mechanical work? Do you need plumbing? Do you need electrical work? Do you need a massage? Do you need good, clean, healthy food? Do you need some herb tea by some crazy witch doctor in Branson? Do you need, whatever it is, I guarantee one of your neighbors are already doing it. So my suggestion with that is, when you make your shopping list or your errand list and all the things that need to be done, find a babysitter, check. Hello. I bet you have neighbors that would love to babysit your children while you go out to work, or when you go to your office parties and you stop at, say, Walmart or, some corporation and pick up some chemical-laden, disgusting poison cupcakes or whatever, donuts to serve to your party. Why don't you, employ your neighbor and let them do it for you? I mean, the people that are talking about, I'm eating this gross hummus from the store. It tastes like crap. Here we go. We will be right back after this short break. Stay tuned. Soul Journeys Radio. Right, welcome back. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how quick this went. And you know what? I love that song so much. That is kind of my vision for 2013. Let it blossom, let it flow, let it grow. And, love, self-love, and becoming more yourself and feeling free to expose all of those parts of us that we want to keep hidden, right? I'm one person when I'm in the office. I'm another person with my friends on Friday night. I'm another person in the classroom. And, wouldn't it be cool to see a world where we were all exactly in public as we are behind closed doors? Now, I know many of us are already, but I would certainly love to see that. So much to talk about, so little time. I'll just try to sum everything up here in the last segment, but getting back to Project Love Your Neighbor, my point is you're already spending money on these things, but if you really look at where you're spending it, it's going to the corporations and all the people that are hurting us. So spend it with a neighbor. If you're buying garbage food in the store and you know that your neighbor, who probably needs, a couple extra dollars because, maybe she's spending all her time growing it and preparing it, purchase it from them. All of those, car troubles and things, computer problems, we call people in India or, wherever else to fix for us. Get with your neighbors. Stop being afraid of your neighbors. They are not boogeymen pedophiles that are trying to get you. Chances are they are just like you. And they would probably like relationships with their neighbors as well. It just blows my mind how disconnected we've become. And people don't even know their next door neighbors anymore. But you know what? I've done those videos before talking about Project Love Your Neighbor. Once again, there is a group on Facebook and it's just growing tremendously. So, that's, another challenge I would like to offer for people in 2013. Let's reach out. This isn't a money-making scheme. Nothing is being sold. It's just ideas for new ways to make our lives easier. And, in regards to the cleansing in 2012 and what I am choosing to view as the purification in 2013, a lot of that is letting our stuff go. Those fears that kept me from jumping in the water or playing music or speaking on video or speaking on a radio show by myself. Are you kidding me? Or speaking in public. All of these things, I mean, you're listening now and you're thinking, oh, well, she can just do that and, that's just her and that's her talent. Well, let me tell you, none of that is true. This has been a struggle and it's been a stretch for myself to do all of these things. So, and another one of those fears I had in regards to my healing oils that have been brought up several times, If you don't know about Ricky's story with the gangrene, that's probably one of the most tremendous ones. I mentioned that in the beginning of the show. And then what's going on right now with my hand, which is totally amazing. But that's something, I've also had a fear of money myself, as we've discussed on the show a couple weeks ago. And I asked for donations for the first time in over 5 years. And, it was really scary, but it felt good. And so this is, one of the focuses for me I'm going to work on this year is getting these projects and ideas out there, getting my holistic health coaching, my true essence out there. And, I have been working on a website, so you can go to mytrueessence.weebly.com. There's also a Facebook page where I post a bunch of the testimonials and, just things that people don't know. Information that comes from PubMed.gov, just backing up the information that I am sharing there. And, oh my gosh, how could I forget? I posted this today. I wanted to share for those who are really serious about making changes. I am going to perform my holistic health coaching all month, the entire month of January, for half price. So that is my gift to all of you. I mean, the oils and herbs and everything are full price, but the coaching sessions are going to be half price for the entire month. And I see, Casey on the chat, thank you, donations. And yes, the truth is I'm not independently wealthy. I've had a few, donors that have helped me survive. Honestly, I really don't know where I'm going to or how I'm going to eat tomorrow, but I do know it's going to work out. And so I'm going to try to branch out myself and actually start asking for that and letting people know our needs. There is a donation, a PayPal button on the site at souljourneysradio.com. And if we've done something for you in the past 5+ years of the show, if we've helped you in any way, I would totally appreciate, if you've sent some of that love back so I can continue to do the show. It is energy, as we learned with Victor DePonte. Money is energy. And, if you're only giving or only receiving, we're kind of blocking the flow. So don't be afraid if you're going to, step up and spend money in things that don't make you feel good or that aren't good for you. How about consider, spending, maybe a monthly donation with people that are helping a little bit, and that'll kind of help us expand. I think I mentioned earlier one of the expansions that we would like to do is the Christie and Toby show. I've gotten a lot of feedback that you people really want to hear more of us, and so we are going to try to deliver. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to make that happen, but we are going to. So anyways, what else did I want to cover tonight? Oh, World Naked Day. And we just have a couple minutes left, so I'll have to make this really quick. I did post several videos and articles about that, where you can kind of see how it all culminated and what kind of happened. And you know what? I guess I'll just announce it here right now. I did say that I was going to be changing the name and the direction of it. And so here it is. It is Liberating Souls. And whether you want to be naked or not, that's fine. That is, I didn't want this big political statement. I certainly wasn't going to run along naked on court steps and, streaking down the street and shoving it in people's faces and making them uncomfortable. It was basically a statement and one more step past my fears. And for the rest of you, I think that's how it was for you. And I totally appreciate that. It's been such a beautiful experience. So, I'll be working on the website and I'm not a website person. So if there is a website person, webmaster listening, pretty please feel free to offer to help with that. Once again, it's not a money-making venture. It is just an idea to help us all liberate our souls. And where we're going to go with that is every so often I'll put up a video with a different topic and how, we can get naked, with your fears, with your soul, with your emotions. And, if there was one thing that you could say to somebody in your past who you're not able to communicate with now, what would it be? And, of course, I'll be the guinea pig and I'll go first and I'll share and, feel free to share or not. There's no pressure. It's just, that's the idea. So World Naked Day is now. Liberating souls. And, wow, I wasn't going to say that until I got the website in order, but I don't. So I might as well go change the name of the Facebook group, but you can find it on Facebook right now, World Naked Day. And, the name will be being changed here soon with the vision and such. Of course, I haven't been able to write everything I wanted to write with my broken hand the past 10 days, but it will happen soon. So those are some of my visions and some of the fears and things I want to get over. The mytrueessence.weebly.com, all natural, organic healing oils that work. They absolutely work. There's, 50 testimonials on there, and I've never even advertised. It's kind of one of those word of mouth things, but I do plan to branch out with that myself this year and not be afraid of advertising or, selling my products and such. I mean, keeping it hidden is not doing anyone any good, obviously. Not that I wanted to hide, but of course it's all those, I don't have enough money to do this, and I'm not good enough. And you know what? Be gone with that. It is time for abundance and purity and authenticity and innocence. And that is my vision for the show this year, souljourneysradio.com. Yeah, maybe some not so innocent, pure people might, accidentally get on the show once in a while, but I promise it will only be once. If you see people in the calendar that, aren't on the show this year, then I guess I pretty much summed up why. So I just want to thank you all for being part of this just tremendously beautiful and transformative healing time of my life, for being here for the show, for listening, for your letters of support, and just being you. Because you know what? You all freaking rock. And it is time to stop comparing ourselves and stop judging ourselves and others. It is time to just simply be. Be yourself with love. And you know what? You are it. That is 2013. It is about you. It is about each of us individually stepping fully into our whole selves. Thank you all for being here tonight. Woohoo! All right. Happy New Year. First show of the year. Abundant blessings and love to all. And yes, we will be back tomorrow night with Toby, the St. Toby One Kenobi, for our Thor's Day special. But take care, you all. Much gratitude and love for you all. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night. SoulJourneysRadio.com.